What's going on, ladies and gentlemen, boys, girls, back again with another reaction video. Today, we're going to get into Euphoria by Kendrick. No, I'm a couple days late, but I was on vacation. I'm back. I'm ready to get into this. I've heard that the internet is pretty much torn between Kendrick and Drake right now. Who's up? Who's down? Was this good? Was this bad? Whatever. I already know I'm going to have to probably react to this and then check the lyrics out and then give my thoughts on it because Kendrick's a very complex rapper. You know, it'd be the same with King Los, Eminem, whatever. Any of those top tier lyricists or battle rappers, there's a lot to it. And even Drake had more layers and push-ups than I initially thought. And those got peeled away as time went on. So we're going to jump right into it. I hope you're having a good day. Come vibe with your boy.
Euphoria.
I don't know what that was, but okay.
Them superpowers get neutralized. I can only watch in silence. The famous actor we once knew is looking paranoid and now spiraling. You're moving just like a degenerate. Every antic is feeling distasteful. I calculate you're not as calculated. I can even predict your angle. Fabricating stories on the family front, cause you heard Mr. Morale. A pathetic master manipulator. I can smell the tails on you now. You're not a rap artist, you're a scam artist with the hopes of being accepted. Tommy Hilfiger stood out, but FUBU never had been your collection. I make music that electrify 'em. You make music that pacify 'em. I can double down on that line, but spare you this time. That's random acts of kindness. Know you're a master manipulator and habitual liar too. But don't tell no lie about me, and I won't tell truths about you.
Okay, here we go. I was thinking, I don't know about this soft shit on a diss record, but okay.
Yeah, I'm out the way, yeah, I'm low, okay. Yeah, the island right here is remote, okay. I ain't thinking about no reaper, nigga, I'm reaping what I sow, okay. Got a Benjamin and a Jackson all in my house, like I'm Joe, okay. Hellcat, met his homeboys in them types LA solo, okay. Everybody wanna be demon till they get chipped by your throwaway. And I might do a show a day. Once a lame, always a lame. Oh, you thought the money, the power of fame will make you go away. Have you ever played? Have you ever? Okay, nigga, let's play. Have you ever walked your enemy down like with a poker face? Have you ever paid 500,000 like to an open case? Well, I have, and I failed at both, but I came out straight. I hate when a rapper talk about guns, then somebody die, they turn into nuns, then I hop online like pray for my city. He faking for likes and digital hugs. His daddy a killer, he wanna be junior. They must have forgot the shit that they done. Dementia must run in his family, but let it get shaky. I park his son. The very first time I shot Drake, the homie had told me to aim it this way. I didn't point down enough. Today I show you I learned from those mistakes. Somebody had told me that you got a ring. On God, I'm ready to double the wage. I'd rather do that than let a Canadian nigga make Pac turn in his grave. Cut the business, you got shit twisted. What is it, the braids? I hurt your feelings, you don't work with me no more. Okay. There's 3 ghosts left, and I see 2 of them kissing and hugging on stage. I love them to death, and in 8 bars I'll explain that phrase. It's nothing nobody can tell me. I don't wanna talk on no celly. You know I got language barriers. It's no accent you can sell me. You're Cole and Ivory know I'm a selfish nigga. The crown is heavy. I pray they my real friends. If not, I'm YNW Melly. I don't like you popping shit at Pharrell. For him, I inherit the beef. Yeah, fuck all that pushing P. Let me see you push a T. You better off spinning again on him. You think about pushing me. He's Terrence Thornton, I'm Terrence Crawford. Yeah, I'm whooping feet. We ain't gotta get personal, this a friendly fade. You should
a lot of rebuttals in here.
I know some shit about niggas that make gonna wanna look like a saint. This ain't been about critics, not about gimmicks, not about who the greatest. It's always been about love and hate. Now let me say I'm the biggest hater. I hate the way that you walk, the way that you talk. I hate the way that you dress. I hate the way that you sneak this. If I catch flight, it's gonna be direct. We hate the bitches you fuck, cause they confuse themselves with real women. Then notice I said we, it's not just me. I'm what the culture feeling. How many more fairy tale stories about your life till we had enough? How many more black features till you finally feel that you're black enough? I like Drake with the melodies. I don't like Drake when he act tough. You gon' make a nigga bring back Puff. Let me see if Chubbs really crashed something. Yeah, my first one like my last one. It's a classic, you don't have one. Let your core audience stomach that. Didn't tell them where you get your abs from. V12 is a fast one. Last one. Headshot for the year. You better walk around like Daft Punk. Remember? Hey, top dog, who the fuck they think they playing with?
Another
Extortion
switch?
my middle name as soon as you jump off of that plane, bitch. I'm allergic to the lame shit. Only you like being famous. Yachty can't give you no swag neither. I don't give a fuck about who you hanging with. I hate the way that you walk, the way that you talk. I hate the way that you dress. Surprised you wanted that feature request. You know that we got some shit to address. I even hate when you say the word nigga, but that's just me, I guess. Some shit just cringeworthy. Ain't even gotta be deep, I guess. Still love when you see success. Everything with me is blessed. Keep making me dance, waving my hand, and it won't be no threat. I'm knowing they call you the boy, but where's the man? Cause I ain't seen him yet. Matter of fact, I ain't even bleed him yet. Can I bleed him? Bet. When I see you stand by sexy red, I believe you see two bad bitches. I believe you don't like women. It's real competition. You might pop ass with them. Let's speak on percentage. Show me your splits. I'll make sure I double back with you. You assigned to a nigga that signed to a nigga that said he was signed to that nigga. Try cease and desist on a like that record. Oh, what? You ain't like that record? Back to back. I like that record. I'ma get back to that for the record. Why would I call around trying to get dirt on niggas? Y'all thinking my life is rap? That's whole shit. I got a son on the raise, but I can see you don't know nothing about that. Waking them up, know nothing about that. Hold up. Why would I call around trying to get dirt on niggas? Y'all thinking my life is rap? That's whole shit. I got a son on the raise, but I can see you don't know nothing about that. Waking them up, know nothing about that. Then tell them to pray, know nothing about that. Then giving them tools to walk through life like day by day, know nothing about that. Teaching them morals, integrity, discipline. Listen, man, you don't know nothing about that. Speaking the truth and consider what God's considering. You don't know nothing about that. Ain't 20v1, it's 1v20 if I gotta smack niggas that right with you. Yeah, bring them out too, I clean them out too. Tell Bean that he better stay right with you. Am I battling ghosts or AI? Nigga feeling like Joel Austin. Funny he was in a film called AI. And my 6 6 telling me to off him. I'm a blick niggas all in they coughing. Yeah, OV-ho niggas is dick riders. Tell them run to America to imitate heritage. They can't imitate this violence. What I learned is niggas don't like the West Coast and I'm fine with it. I'll push the line with it. Pick a nigga off one at a time with it. We can be on a 3-hour time difference. Don't speak on the family, Crody. It can get deep in the family, Crody. Talk about me and my family, Crody. Someone go bleed in your family, Crody. I be at New Hall King eating fried rice with a dip sauce and a blammy, Crody. Tell me your cheesing farm. We can do this right now on the camera, Crody. Hey, fuck y'all niggas, I don't trust y'all niggas. I wave one finger and thump y'all niggas like Phil go punt y'all niggas, they punk y'all niggas. Nobody never took my food. Whoever that's fucking with them, fuck you niggas and fuck the industry too. If you take it there, I'm taking it further. Psst, that's something you don't wanna do. Ooh. We don't wanna hear you say nigga no more. We don't wanna hear you say nigga no more. Stop.
Damn. All right, just off rip, before I go check these lyrics out and get it broken down for me, what I think is, one, he definitely took shots at Drake's character not being real enough, right? Drake is very known for not really coming from the hood. He came from a middle-class family, you know, like he came from Degrassi, he came from connections like that, and he puts off a hard persona, right? He does put off like this tough gangster kind of guy, and that's not where he's from. He's an actor. You know, that's what he started doing. So Kendrick is calling him a fake, a scam artist. He's not real, right? He, I guess, makes music. He's like McDonald's, essentially. He's just making fast food music for everybody. And as far as the diss record goes, that's a good approach. It's a really good approach. He's breaking down the persona of Drake and peeling back the layers and how fake he is, right? As far as music, I love Drake's music, but I'm aware of that. I know Drake does a whole bunch of goofy shit, and that's not who he is. Him as a person, I don't know if I like him or not. I don't know him, but I do like his music. But I can see the people in the industry, like Kendrick and all these other people, maybe do have issues with Drake because he is fake like this, right? So he's peeling back his persona. He's saying he's not black enough, and I have seen a couple tweets on this being like a biracial thing. I don't think Kendrick has an issue with him being biracial. I think he has an issue with Drake being black and white, but not really embracing his black side. And Pusha exposed him for doing blackface and a whole bunch of like bullshit, you know, towards black culture. Being half black, why would you do that? You know what I mean? I mean, even being white or any race, why would you do that, right? It's racist to do blackface, but especially being black, you're holding that part of the culture and that side of you back. You know what I mean? Like, why would you engage in that type of behavior? So Kendrick is peeling back a lot of the persona that Drake has. That's good. And he said a lot of things in here with even the sun thing. You know, he had a lot of rebuttals in here. He flipped the 20v1 into Ghost Riders. That was hard because he said, this ain't really a 20v1, it's 1v20 if I got to smack the Ghost Riders with you or the Riders with you. I think he flipped the sun and the Prince bar because he said something about Drake doesn't know how to raise a son, which I don't know about that. I mean, maybe when his son, the news of his son was first released, sure. But now, I mean, I'm pretty sure Drake has posted his son. It seems like he's raised his son right. I don't know, on social media, you know, it seems like he's embraced being a father and stuff. So I don't know. Maybe Kendrick knows something about that, but he flipped that bar and he said something about Joe Jackson, which is Michael Jackson's dad. So there's a bar there somewhere. The title of the song, Euphoria, I found this out from Twitter, that Drake is connected with the show. He's a producer or co-producer or something on the show. So, and that show sexualizes teenagers in high school. So Kendrick's alluding something there. He also says something about being on an island, and Drake has been enjoying this whole ride, and Kendrick's basically unbothered. He said, I'm on a remote island that's remote or something like that. Kendrick hasn't been worried about any of this, and he's been letting Drake eat it all up. You know, he's done 2 songs. He did Push-Ups and he did Tailor Made. No response, no nothing, not a word, not a tweet from Kendrick, right? Just in silence, enjoying his own life and making this on his own time. Oh, and the other line was the Draco line. He when he first shot at Draco, or Drake, obviously Draco, the gun, double bar, double entendre there. But he said he aimed too low or aimed too high because that thing kicks. And so now he has to aim lower. And that's a double meaning, like, when you hold that gun and you learn from that mistake, you're going to aim lower, obviously, to fix that compensate for the kick. But also he's saying he's ahead of Drake. He's higher than Drake, and he has to aim low. He has to shoot down at Drake. But there's a lot in here. And I like the way, I didn't really care for the beginning of this song, but I do like how it switched. So it seems like Kendrick started off with, I'm not even really concerned with this. Let me just talk to you like you're my son, and kind of trolled him a little bit, because Drake did do a lot of trolling, right? You know, especially with the Tailor Made freestyle. The Tailor Made song was a big troll towards Kendrick. You know, that thing wasn't serious. It had a couple bars in there, sure, but it was mainly just a troll record. And then he also flipped that. Kendrick also flipped that with the AI, the Pac turning in his grave, because the Tupac estate, they made Drake take that song down. There was like a legal thing. They had Drake take that song down. So Kendrick, I'm pretty sure, rebutted everything in here. I know there's some things I missed. I'm going to check out the lyrics right now and then get back to it. Okay, so the sound in the very beginning of the record that I was like, what the hell is this sound? It's an audio clip from The Wiz, which is a remake of The Wizard and Oz. It had Richard Pryor saying, everything they say about me is true, I'm a phony, and that was played in reverse. So just out the gate, the very intro, Kendrick is already taking shots at him and saying that Drake's a phony, right? So everything they say about him is true and that he's not real. So out the gate, Kendrick already with this subliminal sneak. And that's the thing with Kendrick. Kendrick is going to make very complex disses and records. That's just who he is. He's always been a very complex, clever. You have to connect the dots to figure out what I'm trying to say. And I don't think a single word is ever wasted with Kendrick. You know what I mean? I don't think he has filler. So with Kendrick, everything he writes in here is intentional. And I'm sure as this song is out for multiple days and weeks, there's going to be more and more layers that are peeled away, because with Kendrick, he's very, very good at having multiple meanings, double entendres, triple, quadruple, quintuple entendres, and layers in his lyrics, and everything is connected. And I wouldn't be surprised if some of these lyrics in here will make more sense when he releases the next diss record, and then has like callbacks, and that'll be connected, and there's like setups. You know what I mean? Like, Kendrick is so mad scientist with his writing. Expect the unexpected is what I'm saying. So out the gate, he already has that sample in there, calling Drake a phony, basically saying Drake's this famous actor, and now he's paranoid and he's spiraling, and everything that's been built from Drake and his legacy is now coming to an end and spiraling, and he's losing it, right? And Kendrick is just chilling. And he said, I calculate you're calculated, but you're not calculated enough, basically. I can see your angle. Like, I know what angle you're trying to do. You think you're calculated, and sure you are, but I'm ahead of you, right? We're playing chess, and I'm way ahead of you. I know exactly what angle you're going to take, and you're not ready for it for the next round. So Kendrick's already setting up to be the victor and telling Drake, like, dude, you don't want it. Because at the end of the day, this song, it is a good diss record, and I do think he was more disrespectful in this one than Drake was with Push-Ups and Tailor Made. And I think Kendrick definitely had a better diss record as far as what he was saying and the attack that he had. But at the same time, I think this is still light work for Kendrick. And that goes, and like I was saying with him having Drake pick sides on being black or white, he said, I bet you have more Tommy Hilfiger than FUBU in your collection, basically saying like he rocks with the white brands and not the black brands. And that doesn't just go for clothing. That goes with Drake's whole character. Drake chooses to use that white side of him, the Jewish side of him, to his benefit and downplay his black side as much as possible, unless that black side benefits him, right? He can get some black points, some street cred, some whatever cred with the hip hop culture and get points for hip hop and the culture, then he'll play his black card. And that's what Kendrick is saying, right? Like Kendrick is saying that Drake is not unapologetically black. He downplays as much as possible except for when it benefits him. And that's, I think, the problem that Kendrick has and a lot of other artists probably have with Drake too. And these games that he plays. Okay, so I missed the electrify and pacify line. I don't know if this is a reach, but he said, I make music that electrify him, you make music that pacify him. Basically, he's saying, my music takes people to a higher vibration. I get people on a better wave. I make people think. I have more conscious music. I have more impactful music. You make music that's for the clubs and that's like fast food and just to pacify people. But also, electrify and pacify play into Euphoria because Kendrick is hinting at Drake being a pedophile and messing with young girls, young kids, whatever, because that's been an allegation in the past where Drake was texting Millie Bobby Brown or whatever, the chick from Stranger Things, and there was this weird thing there, and I don't know if that's the only thing, but there has been some things with Drake and younger crowds, and the Euphoria plays on that because Drake's a co-producer, sexualized teenagers, and then also electrify, pacify, meaning dumbed down music, but also pacified like a pacifier. So playing into the young kids thing again, and then also electrify could be like the electric chair for pedophiles. Maybe that's a reach, but I think the pacify is definitely a double. And then even just getting into the first verse, he says shoo. So shooing him like a dog for all the dogs, that whole setup with like that. I think he's shooing him away like a dog. Maybe a reach, but I think that's intentional. Kendrick is a very intentional artist. Then he said, I ain't thinking about no reaper. I'm reaping what I sow. So Kendrick isn't worried about dying in this beef at all. He's like, dude, I'm not worried about this. I'm reaping what I sow. I asked for this. I'm ready for this. You're the one that's not ready, right? And he said, I got a Benjamin and a Jackson all in my house like I'm Joe. So Joe Jackson was Michael Jackson's father. That is where that bar comes from. The Benjamin and Jackson, maybe he's also talking about the money that he has. Benjamin's and Jackson's hundreds and 20s. Ben is the title of a film performed by Michael Jackson. And so maybe that ties in with the Benjamin. But apparently, Joe Jackson was an abusive father. So Kendrick flipped the Mike Jack Prince line, and then that Drake flipped on him and now has reflipped it into saying, I'm Joe Jackson, essentially like I'm Joe, and you're my son Michael, and I'm going to beat you, right? So I'm going to be abusive to you. That's a bar in itself. That's a crazy bar right there. That's very disrespectful. And he flipped it as rebuttal. So there's points all around. There's double meaning behind it. It's a rebuttal, and it's a disrespectful bar. Mad points. I loved the dementia bar as well, where I park his son. They're going to park him off him and his son, but also Parkinson's disease, dementia. Like the way that Kendrick flipped that bar, even if that wasn't in a diss record and about Drake at all, that's still a nice bar in any song, right? That's a great flip and a great play on words right there. Now this is where it gets a little bit more disrespectful too. He said there's 3 goats left, but 2 of them are kissing on stage. So he's talking about Cole and Drake because they did tour together. They did shows. They, hugging on stage, not kissing, obviously. At least I don't think. Pretty sure not. But he's just saying hugging and kissing like y'all are soft. And I know the crown is heavy. I have the crown really. There's 3 big ones, 3 goats, but I have the crown. And then he said he loves them to death. And he'll explain that in 8 bars later. 8 bars later, he says the crown is heavy. If they're not his real friends, then I'm YNW Melody. Because YNW Melody, I think, is still on trial. I don't know if he got convicted or not, but he was charged with killing a double homicide for his friends that apparently were his friends, and he killed them. And that's what Kendrick is saying. Like, bro, he's saying if this isn't friendly competition, it's real beef, then I'm gonna off both y'all. I'm killing both y'all. You know what I'm saying? And obviously not real, like literally, but he's gonna fully unload and say some really disrespectful things that you can't come back from, and it'll be officially like real beef. They'll never work together. They'll never, it'll always be bad blood type of thing. And I like how he flipped that with the 8 bars later. And that's again what I was saying with Kendrick being this complex artist that ties everything together. He said, hey, I love him to death, but I'll explain that in 8 bars. And then in 8 bars later, he comes in and explains what he means that I love him to death. YNW Melly, Murder on My Mind, killed 2 of his friends. Like, it's all tied together with Kendrick. So whether you like this diss more or not than Drake, you have to at least acknowledge the fact that Kendrick's pen is way more complex than Drake's. Drake has great delivery. Drake sounds really good. Drake will make a very catchy record regardless if it's a diss or not. But Kendrick is just a very, very complex, mad scientist, pen artist. And there's no denying that. Another big section in here is when he was saying that I ain't even bleed him yet. Can I bleed him yet? And then he talks about being with Sexy Red because Drake. Another thing that Drake does is he will, I feel like, kind of leech on the new poppin' artist. Whoever's poppin', he'll get with that artist, make a song with him. And it's good for business. It really is because it helps the new artist. It propels them with the Drake effect. But then Drake also gets associated with that new sound. And then Drake kind of chameleons his way into that new sound. He's done that with almost everybody. He did that with Black Boy JB. He's done that with Yachty. He did that with Bad Bunny. He did it with Sexy Red. I think he tried to do it with Ice Spice, didn't really work with Ice Spice, but Drake is always finding the new hottest artist, getting that sound, doing some songs, kind of molding his sound. And that's what Kendrick, I think, is touching on too, is like, bro, you're a scammer. Like, you're never your real self. You always just copy somebody else, ride the wave, and you don't really be, yourself, you're authentic. So he said he's popping ass with Sexy Red. He sees 2 bad bitches when he looks. So Kendrick doesn't see 2 bad bitches, but he says when Drake is with these women that aren't real women, and he's not talking real women like gay or trans or anything like that. He's basically saying they're not real women. They don't act like women. They act like dudes, or they don't hold themselves in a high regard of how a woman and a very feminine woman would. So he's saying they're not real women like that. Kendrick is a very kind of away from pop culture, social media, like more real life kind of dude, more down to earth. And he's saying when Drake is with these women, he doesn't see him as women. He sees them as competition. He's probably popping ass with them. So he's basically saying that Drake is feminine in that sense and not a real man. I don't think he's calling him gay, but he's definitely saying like, you're not a real dude. You're not a real man. And you're very weird about this. Like you paint your nails and you act very feminine and you gossip and you do all this stuff. Like, you're just a very weird dude, essentially, I think is what he's saying. And without doing like a 30-minute video and breaking every single bar down in here, Kendrick definitely has way more complexity in his diss. He has way more bars. He has way more things that he touched on and rebutted and flipped even harder. And he's got layers and entendres on top of entendres. Even the Crody bar. I didn't understand Crody. I thought it was Crody because Kendrick is from the West Coast, Compton. I think if he ever did have gang affiliation at any point, it was more Crip than Blood. Common thing for Crips to do is replace B words with C. Brody is a common slang term for like, that's my bro, that's my Brody, what's up, Brody? So Kendrick flipping that with a C, I thought it was a Crip thing, but apparently Drake's cat is named Crody. So Kendrick is saying, don't speak on the family, Crody. Talk about me and my family, Crody. Every time he says Crody, he's calling Drake his cat and essentially calling him a pussy because cat, pussy, feline, all that stuff is tied in. So even something like that is like this little ad-lib kind of thing he's doing is tying in some way, right? So Kendrick doesn't leave a single letter unused. That's the thing with Kendrick versus a lot of other artists, man, is everything is tied in. And then this last line at the very end said, whoever's fucking with him, fuck you and fuck the industry. If you take it there, I'm taking it further, and believe me, that's something you don't want to do. So he's saying, fuck you. Whoever's with you and is going to be by your side, fuck you too. Fuck the whole industry. Kendrick is very like against the industry, how it works, how it operates, the labels, just the way, the inner workings of it, right? He's very much a down-to-earth dude in that sense and wants to do things his way, the right way. Doesn't like to play these games. But he's also saying, if you take it there, if you respond and you take it to where you say you're going to take it, you have this nuke on me, you have this demon time, you have this embarrassing information on me or whatever, I'm taking it further, bro. You don't want to do this. I promise you. So, and at the very end, he says, we don't want to hear you say the N-word no more. So basically, when he says we, he's speaking for a lot of people. He's probably speaking for the culture. Like, we don't want to hear you say that word because you don't respect the culture enough. You don't respect black people enough, and black culture enough to use that word. We don't want to hear you say it. So he's really just chipping away at Drake's character and his persona and just him and what he does and how he moves at multiple different levels. So without making this a 30-minute video and breaking down every single line, my takeaway is I think Drake released 2 songs. If you're going to count the TaylorMade, maybe you could tie it up. Maybe. I still would give the edge to Kendrick. But this is the first round. Okay, Kendrick baited. Everybody would like that to see if they're going to respond. Drake took the bait. Cole bowed out. We're not even going to talk about that. And honestly, I wish Cole would be part of it because Cole has a better pen than Drake. You know what I mean? And he could compete better with Kendrick in terms of the complexities of the penmanship. But that's a whole nother thing. So Drake responded, push-ups. Kendrick responded with this. I think this is the first round, and I think I'm going to give it to Kendrick for sure, just because the way Kendrick not only rebutted everything, but he also added a whole bunch to it and really he has set the stage for how he's going to approach Drake and tear Drake. And it hasn't even gotten to that disrespectful level yet. I think based on how Drake responds, round 2 will start to get bloody, will start to get more disrespectful, more messy. Some secrets will be let out. I think it's going to get even worse from here. I think it's going to get a lot more intense. And I like the way that Kendrick said things in here. I like the vocal tone. I like the flow. I like the obviously the layers of the bars are crazy, but I like the way he said, "You don't know nothing about that. You don't know nothing about that." Like his little end rhymes and his ad libs are even catchy. And remind you that Kendrick can make some very catchy shit. He's not just this lyrical, spiritual miracle in your swimming pool kind of guy. He can make some hits too. He knows how to be catchy. He knows how to deliver properly. And definitely, I think Kendrick took this round for sure. I don't think there's a question about it. And Drake is my more favorite artist. I like Drake's music better than Kendrick. You know, I don't think he's as good of an MC or a writer or anything like that, or is even artistic and what Kendrick can do for the culture and who he is as an artist. But I do prefer Drake's music 10 times more than Kendrick's. With that being said, I think Kendrick definitely took this round by a landslide. I mean, it's very easy that he had way more punches in here, way more rebuttals, way more complexity. Like Kendrick body Drake on this one for sure. So also with that being said, it's not over. We still have to see round 2, what Drake's going to say, what Kendrick's going to say. Like, we'll see how far this goes, man. But it's far from over. If they keep going, it's far from over. No one is officially ended. You know what I mean? One more thing. I do like the AI line with the I see ghosts, the Sixth Sense line, because that's very layered as well. There's something about a Joel Osteen pastor, but then Haley Osment, and the way that Kendrick said that and mixed their names together, he's saying he's battling ghosts. Like the kid from Sixth Sense, and he sees dead people, so he sees Drake as like a dead rapper, and he's battling ghosts, also battling ghosts, Drake's ghostwriters, but then Joel Osteen battling ghosts in like a holy way. Kendrick sees himself as a religious kind of guy, and he's holy, and he's like exorcising these demons. Like the layers to Kendrick's diss is just crazy. So with all that being said, I'm ready for round 2. I think if we're going to score, I think Kendrick is 1 up on Drake, whether it's 2-1, 1-0, however you want to do it. I think Kendrick is 1 point ahead of Drake so far and has the edge. And I'm ready for round 2. So that'll do it for today's reaction video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, leave a like, leave a comment down below. It helps the channel grow, helps the YouTube algorithm. If you're new here and you haven't done so, be sure to hit that subscribe button. I drop a video every day. If you're not new here, welcome back. Appreciate the love and support. Y'all know what to do. Leave some comments down below. What'd you think? Do you like this? Do you not like this? Do you think it's trash? I'm honestly surprised that so many people said this was trash. I just think they didn't take the time to research the song a bit. They probably heard it and didn't like the way it sounded, because Drake's push-ups definitely sounds more commercial and definitely is more of a bop, and that's one of Drake's superpowers. But when it comes down to it and the lyrics, it's not trash at all. It's art. It's gold. Kendrick is going in. Y'all let me know what you think. If you're a fan of Drake, you're a fan of Kendrick, be sure to support either artist. Always support the artist, the band, the YouTuber, entertainer, whoever's making content or music for you. Support that person. So with all that being said, hope you're having a great day. Sending positive vibes your way. And until next time, I'm out.